what's the intro then?
Sunny in England, motherfuckers.
You just never do it again.
Let's get rid of that gimmick.
Right. I shall jump straight in. Welcome to the Triple Threat Club podcast. It's Adam.
It's man on his holidays. It's the J-Bold.
Sweet.
You swigged that beer on your holidays.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's Tim. He's on permanent holidays.
Permanent holidays. So bastard.
Probably. So, we just done Money in the Bank.
Welcome. We're on the other side of the money in the back. Money in the back.
on the back of.
This is
Money in the Bank.
we did the front back the other day. Now on the back. I feel like this is going to be an interesting podcast.
I feel like it is.
Just because I couldn't wait to do this podcast. I would have done it straight after the show if possible. Because sometimes you just want to do it, don't you? And this was one of them where I was like, I need to talk to somebody about this. We didn't watch it together. We watched it in our separate ways. Because I didn't want you to cloud my judgment with any positivity. To be honest with you.
We're going to have to try and balance him today, but I think it's going to be hard.
I've known you a long time.
Yep.
And I can feel it. I can feel it coming.
This has happened a few times. This isn't the first time I've sat down at this table and gone.
You're not even doing that though.
No.
You're a fist of rage right now.
I'm really annoyed with it.
Fist of rage.
Fucking dog shit. Let's get to it.
Well,
This was the thing, right? We couldn't do it straight away with the podcast. And I think you'd watched it first.
Yeah.
I think I watched it second, and then Tim was just dawdling. Don't know what he was doing. I think it must have been a busy day. I don't know. On Trisha.
Well, that's great.
Trisha still on? I don't make that anymore, do they? So I thought I need to say something, so I tweeted Shane McMahon straight away, just with my anger at the whole situation.
Do you really think Shane's responsible?
His name's on the show,
He's
isn't it?
just getting it, is it?
Do you know what I mean? He got it, so unlucky. Stephanie almost got it as well after
Any-
a ridiculous comment she came out with. I thought.
what did she say?
She said how proud she was of the history-making night.
We'll get to it.
Get to it.
First things first, Mr. Pre-Show. Did you watch Pre-Show?
No, I don't watch it anymore.
I didn't watch it either.
I watched Renee. She looked good again. So I
Yeah.
don't know if her and Dean are having some problems. Because, don't know, she looked great.
I caught a little bit of this. I was just watching some of it live on Facebook.
Well, they're marital problems.
Yeah. I watched some of the
I
Pre-Show
imagine
on
Dean
Facebook.
always leaves the toilet seat up and he's not asked about that either.
No, I bet Dean always leaves it down, but intentionally pisses on the floor.
Maybe,
Yeah, I can't imagine his aim's very good.
I imagine he's a bit just like when you get a new puppy, like a new dog, and it just pisses all over your house. And you try and train it, but after a while, he's quite cute, so you just let it off. I think that's what Renee's doing.
And then at some point, like, Renee's really, really pissed off, and he'll look her right in the eyes and just shit on the floor.
Do you not think he has like a cup at the side of the bed? It's like because he can't be asked getting out of bed in the middle of the night. He just like
Yeah, and under it's not a cup though. It's like a full 2 litre bottle of Jack Daniels or something, and he just pisses into it. And then one time he forgot that it was piss, and he just took a swig. He didn't spit it out. He just went.
And I bet you one time as well, Renee's accidentally knocked it over in bare feet and got piss all over her feet. And she's like, Dean!
And he's just gone, lunatic. And she's gone. Fair enough. Little insight into the lives of Dean and Renee.
Yeah, more on that next week.
She looked really good. I watched the Social Media Lounge with Dasha, who's not as good as Charlie Caruso. She's not as good. She was with the Usos. So I thought, I quite like the Usos. It was generic and shit, pointless, boring, who cares? It was bad.
Yeah.
And then I watched the match. I did watch the match that was on the pre-show, which was the Hype Bros against the Colons.
Yeah.
What happened?
Exactly
what we said.
What we said would. Like, we were thinking, is there going to be a twist? No, there won't be a twist.
Not yet.
They're just going to win clean.
Straight
And
clean win.
that was it.
And that was it.
That was it for the pre-show. So, before we get on to this interesting first match.
Yeah.
I want to point out something I noticed. That am I losing my mind, or did at some point the women's revolution become the women's evolution? Because it is officially now the women's evolution, which doesn't mean fucking anything.
I've heard about
Is
this.
it?
Yeah, I noticed it in the last like couple of weeks or so. It's like hashtags, and it's like I'm sure the commentators are saying evolution now.
I didn't notice
Well,
that.
I didn't notice that.
Do they have a revolution and then
After
they
a
have to-
revolution,
they
it's
have to
probably
evolve?
maybe, yeah. That would, yeah.
But
It's bad. It's
yeah,
it's a
it
bad
seems
thing
a
to
little
be
bit
doing.
weird.
I'll have to listen out. I honestly don't know. I believe you, but I don't know.
So, let's fight the urge to jump right to the close of this match.
Oh yeah, you have to go through it.
And let's actually talk about just how fucking bad every single second of the rest of it was.
Yeah.
So, it was Carmella, Charlotte, Natalia, Tamina, Becky Lynch, and James fucking Ellsworth.
No, he wasn't in the match.
Sorry.
He wasn't in the match. So we did the preview show the other day, and we all were in agreement that this was a good thing to be happening. We were all very excited about this, not before time. I think maybe we had a couple of ideas before about maybe they could do this over the last year or so, and they have actually done it. Good people in it, lots of opportunities. We each picked someone different to win, which was good. I like it when we do that. So different things could happen. I don't think any of us, and we have been pretty good at predicting things quite recently. I don't think anyone of us predicted this. We did not predict it to be an absolute car crash of shit. Did we?
There were too many just one-on-one spots. There was not nearly enough use of the ladder, not nearly enough use of the fact that there were 5 people in the match all at once.
Yeah.
The biggest spots looked not exactly botched, but like rougher than they should have been. It was like mostly just Nia Jax taking shots to the stomach with a ladder.
Which
Not
is
Nia
typical.
Jax. To me,
That's how bad it is.
Shit. I picture it. I think Nia Jax, Tamina taking shots to the stomach, and all credit to her. She took some fucking tough ones, but like a couple of them looked like, oh fuck, did they mean to do that? And that was like the biggest things that happened.
I can't remember anything that happened in the match.
There
There was nothing that made me go, oh, or hey. Charlotte did the flippy moonsaulty thing off the top to the outside, which was good, well done. Seen it a million times, but well done. But like I say, didn't have to be a ladder match because they didn't do anything.
A few too many times I saw people thinking that, well, I thought that they don't have any ladder match psychology because, I mean, we always say this about ladder matches, why are they climbing up so slowly? But you compare this to, I mean, any other ladder match ever. People at least try to sell that they're tired or they're kind of like, they're looking around to make sure that no one's chasing. That's the reason why they're going slow. Natalia pissed me so far off while I was watching this because twice she sat on the floor and looked up. 5, 6, 7. Too fucking long, just go. Just go, at least start going up the ladder. Then she did this dumb thing where she's just staring up the ladder as she's climbing it, and she's going 1 step. 2 steps. There's nothing wrong with you. You've taken no bumps, no one's hurt you at all.
It was
What
as
the fuck are you
if
so slow for?
it was as if it was, like you say, they had no psychology of a ladder match. But I don't understand why they haven't been taken aside. This will have been in the pipeline for a month, say, if not longer.
Yeah.
They should be in that. They should be training and working out. This is the first one ever. It's a big deal, history-making thing, whatever you want to call it. Get them all in. Have all the backstage people working with them, doing it, practicing it, literally rehearsing the match, going through all the different bits. It was as if it was as if they found out on the day, and you're going to be in a ladder match, and they all went, "Oh shit, we haven't done that before," and they didn't have a clue. It was horrendous.
And when you've got access to Edge and Christian are doing network shows, and you've got the Hardy Boys actually with the company again now.
We've just seen Devon on an episode of Raw.
Oh, yeah, Devon's there as well.
He's there.
Have a 5-minute conversation with each of those people.
But
Just some input.
But how about this? As well as all those people, all those legends of ladder matches, there's a men's Money in the Bank ladder match later on. It's all the same people. You see them all day.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh, I'm doing this. Why don't you do that? Oh, that's a good idea. It was horrendous.
Not even the ideas, it's more just how you structure it and how you think about it and how you come together.
It didn't look like they had.
And very, very true. Looks like they just didn't have a clue what they're doing.
It made them all look shit.
Yeah.
Do we think, in hindsight, we had the wrong women in it?
Not the wrong women, necessarily, but I think there were a few people that probably deserved to be in it that weren't. Thing is, if you're going to book it like this, I'm glad that certain people avoided it. More to the point.
True. The thing is, and we said on the preview, I think I might have said it like it's going to be brilliant and all that. I feel a bit bad for a couple that have missed out because, like Sasha Banks, maybe she's done a lot of good things, but she could easily do something in this, and she'd be someone who'd add something to the match. She's a bit nuts. She might have killed herself, but she would have had a go. But the people who were in it weren't bad people. Everyone in there, you've got Charlotte in there, who's arguably the best of all time. You've got Becky Lynch, one of the big four.
Yeah.
Fine. You've got Carmella, who we all agree pretty athletic, hadn't really had a fair go, could easily do some stuff. You've got Tamina, who's got to be the one who can maybe throw a few people about and take a few stiff shots. Yeah. Perfectly fine. And then you've got Natalya, who's been there ages, should know what's up.
Yeah.
You had good people in it. They were all shit, though.
And, again, we'll get to the result eventually, but jumping slightly beyond it, just looking at the so-called carnage afterwards, every single person was stood up, looking fresh.
Everyone was fine. Everyone just sat there like...
The end of a ladder match, and everyone's fine. They're just pissed off.
Yeah. So let's go to the end, right? So that's the end. So there's so many things wrong with this, and I thought, and for that reason, the thing you just said there, like everyone still looked a bit fresh, and they did the thing with the refs. James Ellsworth climbed up, God, he dropped it down. And it was like, oh no, we can't be having this. And there was a big kerfuffle, wasn't there? And it was like, oh, is it? I don't know. Oh, we don't know what's going to go on.
And we're only at 13 minutes.
So surely, and this is what I thought was going to happen. Daniel Bryan comes out.
Yeah.
Shane comes out.
Yeah.
Whoever comes out. Or the refs themselves. They didn't need someone.
The music didn't immediately hit.
No.
So I thought.
So we're all confused. We're all having a. And I was like, okay. We're gonna go again. This is it. We're gonna second half, and then in the second half, it's gonna be jumping off ladders, putting through a table, all this kind of stuff. No, that was it. That was it. It was embarrassing. And like I say, everyone was fresh, sat there like, okay.
Yeah.
It was awful. I couldn't get my head around how awful it was.
I remember saying this as a joke, and both of you immediately just went, fuck off. Because it was a joke. I said, maybe Ellsworth goes up and gets it for her. Because stranger things have happened. But in the first ever women's Money in the Bank match, a man won it.
Yeah.
And a shit one at that.
It was awful. Why couldn't... I'm glad Carmella won.
Why what, sorry?
Why couldn't... I'm glad Carmella won, which is the right thing.
Yeah.
But he could have still helped her up. He could have pushed her up the ladder.
Yeah.
He could have done that.
He could have done something.
He did the tip off. He tipped off Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Fine, well done. You've done your heelish little thing. Well done. You've done that little sidekick thing. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Help her up, maybe.
Pick her up from where she was.
And push her up.
Push
Yeah,
her on
do
the
something.
ladder.
That's fine. You can't climb to the top, unclip it, and then just go, drop it down.
Because he probably could have done that at any moment.
Whose idea was this? Generally, whose idea do you think this was?
Vince.
Do you? Do you think it was Vince?
Well, it was I don't know. It wasn't Stephanie that came up with this, and I very much doubt it was anybody competing in the match. I mean, there are going to be so many arguments that say it was the ultimate heel thing to do.
And that argument annoys me possibly more than the actual event. Because what? No, you if you think that, you're a dickhead. No, that's not a heel thing to do. It's awful.
That will have been part of the thinking.
And I've seen people saying like, oh, if you look at it like this, he's done. If you no, you're wrong if you think that. You're just wrong.
They're so out of touch though, because I imagine anybody booking that match would now look at us and say, "Oh, we pissed you off, didn't we?" No, hold on. We're happy Carmella won. So
you haven't pissed me off
it's
by
the
the
way.
result and the heelishness. You've pissed me off because it's the first women's one. You've made a big deal out of it. It was a shit match anyway, and the finish of it was an absolute. It's a disgrace, to be honest with you.
Do you disagree, Jay?
I do.
You actually do.
Oh my God.
Is this why you've been sat there quiet
Yeah.
for the whole time?
What are you on about?
The match was bad.
It was worse than bad.
I think people are getting a bit too precious about the ending now.
Why?
Just, well, so what you went up and got there? Of course, if it was,
It's a women's Money in the Bank match.
It's
the first ever one. They've
That's
but
marketed
I
it
think that's what people are getting too precious about. Oh, it's women. Well, no, it's forget that it's women. It's a Money in the Bank ladder match, and someone's manager or valet or whatever has gone up and got it for them.
So, imagine it was the first Money in the Bank ladder match, the first one ever, when it was at WrestleMania or something. If somebody's manager, I don't know who the managers were at that time, Paul Heyman, instead of a great moment where who won the first one? Edge. I think it was Edge. Edge won the first one, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he might have been with Lita at the time. So imagine you've had this match, and then instead of seeing Edge holding this Money in the Bank briefcase at the top, Lita sneaks up to get it and just goes, You're talking shit. That's awful.
No, I don't think you've had people help to win, and you've had people. Oh no, actually no. You've had people help cost people. So Paul Heyman. Cost CM Punk. Money in the Bank match.
First ever one.
Not the first ever one.
No.
This is again. I think people are getting too precious about it. Oh, it's the first ever women's one. No.
Well, it's the first ever anything, so it'd be like if somebody wins a title for a first time, but they didn't actually win it. The friend just gave it to him. But it's the first ever time that's been held up.
I think people are too precious about it. I really do. I've seen all the outrage on Twitter, and I'm just like.
I feel like the issue is that not enough people clearly were precious enough about it. It's just one match. So all you need to do is just get it right. Because for history's sake, James Ellsworth won the first ever women's Money in the Bank match.
How bad's that?
All you have to do is just get this match right.
It's not James Ellsworth cash in though, is it? It's Carmella. Carmella's going down as the winner.
The main point though
through
is
nefarious means.
But the shot for when we're not even here anymore is going to be is him with the briefcase at the top of the ladder.
It's going to be Carmella with it on the floor.
Well, that's awful. It's a ladder match. It's awful.
I just don't think it's that bad.
I do
I
see
don't
it.
think it's that
Okay,
bad.
so here's the other thing with it. Like saying people are being too precious about it. The reason why I think most people got invested in it and feel quite precious about it is because they made it seem like a precious thing. They've talked it up since it was announced that this is history changing. This is the biggest moment since the last big moment or whatever. This is something else. All the promos for it, all the talk about it is something amazing that's never happened before. All the tweets from people like Shane and Stephanie and people like that. Yeah. This is an amazing thing. Look how far we've come. Revolution, evolution, whatever you want to call it. And then to basically just shit all over that. I've got invested in the women's wrestling because they made me get invested in it. They told me this was a big thing, so I've gone, right, brilliant, I'll get behind this. And then they've just gone, nah, have the joke answer instead. It's a joke.
It's like the Hell in a Cell match wasn't by any means, it wasn't even that good of a match, I don't think. There was the big spot before it. But once it got to the actual match, what if Ric Flair had come into the ring, having, Charlotte and Sasha not used the cell at all, they just had a match inside the cell, inside the ring, then Flair comes, breaks into the cell, hits Sasha with a chair, and Charlotte wins. You think, that was shit, wasn't it?
That happened with Owens and Jericho. And
was that the first ever match of that kind? No. It's the first ever thing that they have to be precious about. It's the same way now. They won't do this, but hypothetically, if they had a women's only Royal Rumble And James Ellsworth is the last one standing at the end of it. But he says, oh, well, because it was women, I'll give it to Carmella.
I just don't get why people
That's
are
fine.
about it.
They should have done it. They should have done it exactly how they did it. Then reversed it and had Carmella eventually win fair and square.
Adam's scenario was really good. What he suggested, like that was the first half of it, and then
and then it goes.
That's what
I thought was going to happen because, like, how long did you say it was? Like
13 minutes.
13 minutes.
5
That's
people
mental,
in a ladder match.
And so I thought that's what was going to start again, but then, as you say, then it's exactly what I thought. But then Carmella wins again.
Yeah.
She still wins it. She wins it twice because then you get because everyone's like, oh, I can't believe she's won, and you can cheat a little bit to get her to win it. That's fine.
Yeah.
But she wins it again. That's the heel heat where you're like, oh, she
Have
cheated. She still did it.
Have
Oh.
Ellsworth, honestly, let Ellsworth do everything. Let Ellsworth punch Becky Lynch in the face. Whatever you want. Let him do all these shitty things that make you think, fucking hell, he's winning it for her. Carmella has to be the one at the top of the ladder at the end of the
Gotta
match.
do it.
I get what you're saying. Because it's they're still aiming for the heelish thing. It's just a match, and maybe they don't want to be seen as being too precious about it. So they have actually intentionally gone, no, fuck you. It's just a match, and there was a swerve. That's their thinking. I don't personally like it.
yeah,
What do you think? Because apparently Shane tweeted about this will be addressed. Oh, Daniel Bryan, one of them.
yeah.
This will be addressed on SmackDown. Are they going to have a women's Money in the Bank ladder match on SmackDown and do it again? And just do that and have the second half of it? Because he says he's going to address it. He will not let it stand. So what do you think they're going to do?
I hope it's
What does he
not
mean by that?
They can't do that.
If he's going to address this, what's he going to do?
Just bitch and moan, and they say, Carmella, you've got to defend this tonight, and you don't get it.
Okay, so maybe she defends the case in
yeah.
a match, but it's not a ladder match.
Yeah.
So pretty much the same as what the last one was.
I don't know. I'll tell you how I'd book it.
Go on.
If they're gonna fuck it up like that, how I would adjust that idea. I would have Shane come out at the start and say, main event tonight, please not Money in the Bank, please not Money in the Bank, but have a match where she's going to defend it at the end of the night. Naomi has a match earlier on, and before we can get to that match, Carmella cashes in and wins the title. Then we're like, all up in the air now. Now what? It wasn't rightly her contract, but she had the contract, she cashed it in. This is Randy Orton winning the Rumble again. They know that they fucked up, surely.
Yeah, I feel like they do. Because everyone who's sane knows it was shit.
I just think everyone's been far too precious about it.
You can't, but that would mean you can't. I know what you're saying. When you say it like that, I get what you're saying. But there's not many things in wrestling anymore to be a little bit precious about. And I think like they came up with something here, and we all got behind it, and we all said this is going to be brilliant. Okay, this is nice to see. Let's go for it. And then they didn't care about this either.
I just think that like
what else is there now?
I think the women have done enough things now over the last 2 years that it should be just not expected. I don't know if that's the right word, but
No,
of course they should be doing the Money.
Yeah,
I know what
the
you
women
mean.
are just as good as the men now.
And I agree with that. And next year's, do it. Don't do it this year on the very first one.
I will say it's balanced. Like, remove all the preciousness about the women. Let's just say what a ladder match is, and let's talk about what a ladder match should be. And if you compare the result of a ladder match to every other match, what happens if at Great Balls of Fire, Paul Heyman pins Samoa Joe? Does Brock Lesnar keep the title? No, because that's fucking stupid. Why would Paul Heyman pin Samoa Joe? But, same thing.
It's not, because there's
Heyman's not in the match. He's the manager of
really
the
trying to get
competitor.
drawn into this.
Well, he
I
wins
don't
it.
want to start going into the nitty gritty of it, but
It's like
it's
how you define
it's the
the
first
result of the
person
match.
to retrieve the briefcase, and the first person
Yeah,
in that
it was-
match to retrieve the briefcase was Carmella.
The rule, you're
Because
right.
Ellsworth had this
Rules-wise, you spot on. You shouldn't have got the fucking briefcase though. It's horrendous. As soon as that match was like, I was like, it's the first match as well, and I was like,
that was the opener, yeah.
you fuck this.
I just didn't think it was that
Get
bad.
to the next match.
Yeah, quick flash to a little bit later on, without any detail, by the way. I thought that not only had they fucked it up, but they were actually just going to completely ruin it when Carmella came out later.
Get to that in a
We'll
minute.
get to that though.
Oh, we can talk about it now, might as well.
We're doing it in the order.
We're doing all, yeah. And
It's just about the order as
I
well.
like the order.
the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, the New Day versus the Usos. It wasn't bad.
I quite enjoyed this match.
It was all right. This match.
As it went on, second half of this match, I was like, oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
there's a lot of good false finishes.
And at one point, I was like, because I think we all might have said Usos actually. We said Usos to win, but I was like, oh, okay, this could. Oh, it had some good bits in it.
Yeah.
Good bits in it. Really enjoyed the match. And then they fucked it up with the ending.
Yeah. This ending was worse than the Money in the Bank
It
one.
wasn't. Nothing was worse than that. Nothing was worse than
You
that.
can't just walk off during a match.
Well, you can, technically. That's what everyone would do in every wrestling match. Oh, I'm losing.
See ya.
Yeah.
It was awful.
They were given almost the same amount of time as the Money in the Bank match.
I enjoyed this match. I enjoyed this match.
The match
Yeah, no,
was
It was really good, like I
it was
said.
good.
And it didn't it went quite quick. It felt quite quick, and I was invested in it. But then the end, if you can just say nah, and to do that after what they'd just done in the previous match, whether you think it's all right or you don't, so your first two matches have both got shit finishes.
just controversy. I mean,
no one really knows what's going on.
even if you're okay with it, it's to have those finishes back to back.
Awful booking.
Everything, like I said, even if you love the Usos like doing this really heelish thing, just going nah, fuck it. And even if you love that Ellsworth got the belt down and Carmella won, you think fucking that's genius. Even if
You don't. First two matches of the pay-per-view.
crowd went flat at the end of it
Yeah.
because the crowd didn't understand what was happening because it wasn't visual enough.
They were fuming about even if they weren't fuming about it, that might not be unfair, but they weren't sure like we were.
Yeah.
When in that first match, all the refs were milling about. Is it going to start again? Oh, it's not. Oh, she's won. Okay, see you later. They didn't know. And then with this one, to again be like, surely they haven't just have they? So that means,
Jay loved it.
tell me why it was great.
No, the ending was shy. It was a really good match up to that point, but yeah, I think that's a worse ending than Ellsworth Carmella. Just walking off.
Let's just agree to disagree on that because I think it's good that we have different opinions.
Okay.
What was the trust fall that Kofi did? I was into that.
That was quite good.
By that move.
Yeah, that was quite good. Big E was throwing himself through the middle ropes like a trooper again.
He keeps
I
doing
don't
that.
like it.
He's gonna die.
I was worried for him at one point. I think he did one of them.
The
It was
spear through the ropes.
Yeah,
ramp side.
he always scares me with that. Bless him.
He believes in himself, doesn't he?
does go
He
for
does.
He does.
He's not scared, is he? Even though every time he's done it, he nearly broke his neck.
Yeah.
But he just gets up and just gyrates.
He
Just
does,
like,
he
whatever.
goes back on, yeah.
So
Next match.
we're on to the women's championship match, and right off the bat, I want to say impressed by Lana. She's not great by any means yet, but I thought she put on an alright show. I expected her to be a diva, and she was a wrestler.
I liked her intensity.
Yeah.
Well, in 3 eyes.
And she, her execution was alright. She's probably a little bit over the top, a little bit green still, but so much better than I expected her to be. I reckon she showed a lot of potential. She was calling the match clearly. Like you could see a number of times she was hugging Naomi right in there and telling her what was coming next, which I actually like seeing that because I just like to see the story being told that way.
Or just two women hugging in the middle.
Well, that as well.
Sweet nothing.
But you actually didn't think she was the performance was good.
I don't think it was anything. No, it's just a bit.
What do you think?
I wasn't.
I said I liked.
Go on.
No,
Go on.
The
The thing is, I remember when we said on the preview, we were like, hopefully she'll do well.
Hot, innit?
It is on you. Hopefully she'll do well. We'll have to kind of wait and see because she did that good move, which was a good move, on the SmackDown before. I didn't think she was particularly bad. I didn't think she was bad at all. She could have easily been, like you say, a bit diva-ish and been a bit hair pully and all that kind of stuff. She'd obviously done a lot of training and she tried to be a wrestler. And if this match was on SmackDown as a debut match, fair enough, well done. It's on pay-per-view for the title after, in my own, just my own opinion, 2 dog shit matches or dog shit finishes, and then you put on a match which it's like they're still in the performance centre having a go at being wrestlers for me.
Do you think your attitude towards this match by itself would be slightly different if it hadn't come on after the?
If I'd just enjoyed 2 really good matches, you wouldn't be as bothered.
That'd be easier.
It wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Because you'd be like, okay, fair enough, she's having a go, but it'd be and that's you were impressed. Like, well done, you've had a go, and you're a bit better than I thought.
Yeah. That
doesn't mean you're a pay-per-view level performer.
Maybe not, but I do think as well, you're even going to get shit matches at WrestleMania sometimes.
Oh yeah, of course.
But I don't think it has to be taken as seriously, because if you think of some of the dog shit matches you've had even for the World Championship.
Oh, there's been some awful things. And when you put it alongside, but I'll be honest, the main thing is because I haven't enjoyed the 2 previous.
Yes.
I enjoyed the New Day match, but didn't like the end of it. So the end's the most important part, isn't it? So I've watched 2 matches where I didn't like the finish, and then I'm watching another match which didn't do anything for me whatsoever.
I reckon they told no right story in this match. It was short, but
what was the story?
Well, it was Lana's like, no one expects anything of her, but she actually had most of the offense in the match.
Yeah.
Came out looking quite ferocious, quite strong. Got a few decent moves in and executed them quite well. Where I was, like I said, I was expecting like.
Don't you think that makes Naomi look shit though? She's the champ, and you've got this woman who's never had a match before getting in all the offense.
It happens though. I mean, I think
in a title match.
Yeah, well, back in the day, Jeff Hardy got in a lot of offense against the Undertaker in a ladder match.
He got absolutely pasted for most of it.
But he got some in.
He got a little bit in. He got absolutely destroyed. He couldn't stand at the end.
I don't think it's important, because I think a champion is a winner.
If you use a football analogy, sign of a great team is a team that wouldn't play badly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. A champion wins. That's all it comes down to.
One thing I didn't like I said, I liked Lana's intensity. I thought she was quite, she was at the races and she was on Naomi from the off. She was screaming and kind of hamming up a little bit, and I quite enjoyed that. But then Lana hits a finisher and Naomi kicks out of it, and I'm just like, you've just killed that finisher.
She kicked out of it after one as well, I think.
She kicked out of the finish. I'm like, you've just given this girl, you've just established this as the finisher because we've seen you do this move twice now. So we know this is your finisher, and Naomi kicked straight out of it.
SmackDown, it proper floored her as well, didn't it? She was out for the count when she
and she just fucking kicked out. And I was like, well, Lana's got to find a new finisher now. Because you've just fucking buried it. You've just fucking buried a finisher. Why have a finisher that doesn't finish people?
Where have you been for the last 30 years?
First match though, innit? If she's got a finisher and it's not, it's a
you've got to establish the finisher first.
But
so when someone does kick out the finisher,
so they already had it established because you knew what it was when it happened.
But she never beat anyone with it.
Yeah, she never beat a single person with it. It's a bit early to be killing finishes.
The point is, I think we go back to, they needed a women's championship match on this pay-per-view.
Yes.
Maybe they rushed Lana into this because
I think they did.
Because they had nobody else. And the way they booked it, I think, was actually an interesting storyline. Silly the way Naomi asked for it. They should have done that differently.
Yeah.
But the way they built Lana up, fidget.
Sorry.
The way they built Lana up, I think, was interesting. But anyway, Carmella came out, kind of mid-Lana.
We said this on the preview show. We said it'd be good. I said it'd be good if she came out and went, nah.
Yeah, but as she was coming out, also something we said on the preview show was, let's hope that they don't do this, because they will have built up the women's match and then they'll kill it in one night. And I thought, shit, they had an awful match, they had a weird finish, and now they're coming to get rid of the briefcase already.
Okay.
I'm thinking, shit.
No, I thought, probably because we'd only said it the other day, I was like, I don't think she's going to do it here.
Hoping all the time, yeah.
I was like, no, they won't do it because they were both. They weren't out of it. The two girls in the middle.
No.
They were still like.
They were still jostling him.
So I was like, I don't think she's gonna do it.
I think they did it just because it literally, Lana hits her finisher, Naomi kicks out, Carmella's music hits. I honestly think they just did that because they didn't know where to go after that.
It was a distraction, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then Naomi hits the whatever that submission is. Yeah. And it was a way to. I just don't know. I don't think they knew what to do.
It was just something extra. No, this isn't quite a boring match. Here's Carmella.
Yeah.
Here she is. So I've had 3 shit matches. Don't know about the rest of you.
And then, bonus.
Go on.
Maria and Mike come out.
Told ya.
Jesus fucking Christ, this was bad.
Told you they'd come out. Saw them at the airport on Instagram, not in real life. And they came out. I'm glad that they are in the show and on SmackDown. I think they are good people to add to SmackDown, especially because they lost the Miz and Maurice.
They're so bad.
I like them. I think they're going to be good characters to have. And he ain't a mug in the ring either, and she's quite good on the mic. So I think you need.
She wasn't on Sunday.
On Sunday, the segment was awful. I have no idea why they've done it like that.
No, whatever that weird announcer voice that Maria was trying to put on was just awful.
Because how they were on TNA, she's this horrible. She's like the first lady, this bitchy kind of person, and she's in charge of things. Good character.
First lady to what though? Is she
like,
married to the president?
No, the other women. She's like the first. She's in charge.
That's not what that means though. Like the first lady of the United States.
Anyway,
isn't in charge of the women in America.
He doesn't book TNA.
I'm not in charge of TNA. I'm just telling you the story because you didn't know anything.
I'm telling you the gimmick is fucking dumb, and they brought that to WWE as well.
Don't worry about the names, Tim. If we were about names of things, we're all fucked here. That's her job was to be like in charge of the divas and all that kind of stuff. So if she was pretty good, and I don't mind Mike Bennett either. I think he's quite good with the Miracle Mike Bennett and all that kind of stuff. But what they did on Sunday was awful. I don't know what. It was like a shit Miz and Maurice rip-off.
They are a poor man's.
That's what they came across as. And I'm saying I want them in there because I think they'd be good, and I do as it goes forward. But if they are marketed as a poor man's Miz and Maurice, then that's not the way to do it. You got to make them their own characters. Don't copy theirs.
I don't think enough people had any idea who Mike Kanellis is.
It's because he'd been Mike Bennett before, and now he swapped and give her last name.
Even then, I've never seen this guy before. Or maybe I have, but he didn't hit my radar.
No, he isn't a big name. So I'm absolutely sweating in here.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a drink.
Yeah, good shout. Do you want
a drink, mate?
Well, we'll have a break on there.
I'm going to stick my head in the fridge.
You'll have to cut it.
Yeah, it's good. I've paused the iTunes.
I know it was like mid-flow there.
We'll stay live on YouTube.
This is YouTube bonus.
Does everybody want one?
You get me one as well.
Where's the open? Got it.
You do it with your teeth, Adam.
Yeah, it's bad though. Even having the hearts behind him was bad.
I've got something to say, but I want to say it in front.
Oh yeah, wait for it.
I have something to say.
Cheers.
Thank you. Okay. We're not first tweeting in the background, is that right?
Sorry everyone, I was really hot.
No, I can see it. I can see you just going.
It's just like going there.
It will barely pick up the birds, but it will pick up a shitload of background noise. Just wind. It's annoying. It's cool, alright. It's hot shit in here, yo.
Why can we do this outside?
There's a background noise.
Well, it'd just be like we're doing an outside broadcast. It's fine.
If we had mics that were capable of that.
We get the ones like Mike and Maria, and they'll be sorted.
Good. Got something to work actually.
Right. And we're back.
I have something to say.
Go on.
Go, Jay. Say things.
Their theme song's really fucking good.
What was the theme song? I don't even know.
It's this like.
You've downloaded it already, haven't you?
I would have if my phone wasn't broke.
What kind of phone have you got now? Tell the nice people. What make is it?
This is in no way advertising them because it's dog shit.
No one's going to
Huawei.
Away.
It's
And you know what?
Japanese for dog shit.
Yes! I was going to tee you up, but you're already on it.
Yeah. If I didn't have this shit phone for a couple of days, then I would have downloaded
What
it.
sort
It's
of
like
music was it?
it's slightly Glorious-esque.
Without the glorious part.
Okay.
Yeah, about this is the greatest love ever.
Okay.
Honestly, give it a couple of listens, you'll be loving it.
I will probably
It's
like
right
it.
up your.
I honestly
alleyway.
do want to see him on SmackDown. I think they'll be good on SmackDown. I think SmackDown needs something
Yeah,
like
there'll be
them.
something a bit different.
But the way they did it was pointless and
Boring.
why not introduce them on SmackDown and interrupt somebody or do something or just to come out like that and then go back again? When, like you say, not enough people really know who they are, no point. Again, so
Can
I've
I-
had 3 shit matches in a pointless segment.
Can
Carry
I,
on.
can I make another point?
Only
just
if it
before-
makes sense,
No,
unlike
this
the
does-
money in the bank comments.
Actually, 2 points.
Go on.
Getting greedy now.
Once they finished, JBL had a really funny line where he went, "He took her name."
Yeah, he
Like-
did. He did say that. And he was disgusted.
He
as
was
well.
just like, that is the
Yeah.
lowest a man could ever get.
He's getting bullied in the back then, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
Oh, shit.
now he's not got Maro knocking around. He's like straight
Oh,
up.
dear.
What's your
Just
second point?
before this was the Fashion Vice.
What was that before that?
Yeah, segment.
Yeah.
So, which I thought was quite funny. There's a couple of nice little jokes in there. Paulie Dangerously's
I
phone.
saw the phone.
And I can't remember something else, but it was quite enjoyable. It was Fashion Police. And then they got the videotape of the 2 people that said we're going to see you in the ring tonight.
Yeah.
And then literally Mike and Maria music hits. And I was like, why the fuck are they fighting the Fashion Police?
Okay, yeah.
I didn't. It took
No,
me.
yeah.
It was only until they went away I went, all right, that was
That was
just.
something else.
That was something else. Because I lived the whole way through that segment. I was just like, why are they feuding with the Fashion Police?
Maybe that would have been quite good. But you can see
Sorry.
Maria feuding with him, to be fair. with the Fashion Vice, so they were doing the 80s Miami Vice kind of thing. I think it could have and should have been a lot funnier than it actually was.
Yeah.
If you've got them 2, and it has been good, we've all enjoyed it, we've said we're enjoying it. If they're doing like proper 80s and dressed like that and doing Miami Vice, you've got to go funnier and you've got to do more than that.
Are we worried that the last 2
Yeah.
of their videos
A little bit.
haven't been good?
They've been average. Aside from maybe one little funny thing and it's not even that funny, it just like
Yeah.
tickles me a little bit, like a Fandango face or something. It's
It's
become a very
the little
small,
nuances that they
and
do.
that's all it is now. Whoever's actually writing it,
Yeah.
no. The only good thing are them.
They need. If they're not writing these things, they need to be.
Yeah,
I
I feel
think-
like
yeah.
I feel like they were at first, but I feel like they're being micromanaged now.
Yeah, I do. I think they are.
And they're gonna.
And
die
like
for it.
I think at
think.
first, what's happened? They've gone, all right, just go do it, do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And they've done it. They've been really good with it and really funny. And then someone's gone, right, okay, we'll make this better now.
Yeah.
We'll take it from here, boys.
And they've kind of taken what was good about it. Like the good thing about the first 2 was that you could imagine them just coming up with it 10 minutes before, or even just on the spot, and just saying, "This will be funny. I'll do this. You do. It'll be funny." This.
Yeah.
But now it's like they're actually having to do what they're told, and like everything else. See, I don't want to be precious about it. I feel like they fucked
Well,
it.
let's stay hopeful because maybe they
It could
just.
be. And it seems like they're doing it. They did the film noir, and then they did the 80s. So if they do different periods of time and different
Yeah.
kinds of police,
I want to do like an early 90s, like Frost or Minder kind of one.
probably won't get that in America. But you might get them doing like, you might get them doing The Wire or something like that, where they go proper, just like
Oh, The Wire would be good.
something like that. There you go. You can have that.
Fashion Wire. Sorry.
That sounds like a thong mankini or something.
I've got
Fashion
one.
wire. You taking one of those with me, with
Oh
you.
yeah.
Go on. What happened next?
Next was, I think, perfectly placed.
Go on.
The WWE Championship match.
So the main title on their show,
Yeah.
just in the middle of the
Yeah.
pay-per-view.
Well, not the middle. As far as booking goes, it's second to last. It was eventually third to last.
Okay.
But if you're going to have 2 main events, you have a buffer match in between. That makes sense. I think, given the way everybody knew this match was going to go, in Randy Orton's hometown,
Yep.
it's right to have that go out like earlier than the main event Because if you have the finish of this match be the last thing on the pay-per-view, not that WWE seemed to have any issue with this before, but fans go home a little bit flat.
Fair point. Yeah, I agree.
I enjoyed this match for what it was.
I'm out. See you later. That was awful.
It was boring.
It was beyond boring. It was the same match they had before, but slightly more boring. With the dads in the crowd.
Yeah, it was. The last 2 minutes were alright. It was different, but pretty much up and leading up to the RKO was just dog shit. Not dog shit.
No, you said dog shit.
Alright, I'll stick with dog shit. It was boring.
It was really boring.
It was boring. And then Orton hits the RKO. Jinder takes it a really weird way. He took it like a stunner. It was weird. But then it was clearly obvious.
It's not a stunner.
It's good to vary it like that. It wasn't like Randy Orton's body wasn't stunted, so it's not a stunner. It's just I like it. A bit different.
But then he clearly did that to make sure that his legs were near enough.
Yeah.
Because if he goes flat out, there's a danger he ain't getting anywhere.
What happened in the last match? Did he get RKO'd and then they pulled one of them out? Something like that. I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah. I remember thinking this is exactly the same match. And then they did the little bit where they started on his dad.
Which the best bit about that was Ric Flair next to him. He got up straight away like he was going to punch him.
But then he kind of thought,
oh shit, I can't.
It's not me. I'm going to look like I'm there.
Yeah, and then he just awkwardly posed. He stood there.
That whole thing was clear that where it was booked. Ric Flair's about to punch them. Bob's looking at, oh shit, I'm this old man, which is sad. But
they broke my arm.
But basically, Randy was too late reacting to it.
Yeah,
only by a few seconds. But that's why that.
Yeah, Ric Flair was just stood there
waiting, wasn't he? So then Randy came out and did that. Then he threw the sink on his head again. I wanted him to do the same face. I was like, oh. I wanted him to do that. He didn't. Then he got back in, and then Jinder pinned him with a shitter finisher than Lana's, and just 1, 2, 3. That's the end of the match. It was awful. Why was it good, Tim?
I don't mind a match like this. When you've got, at least in theory, when you've got the variety on the card that you have, where you've got especially the tag team match, and then you've got a couple of ladder matches, having a couple of heavyweights, having a smash mouth, mat wrestle kind of a match, I'm into it. I like matches like this, and I think Jinder looks fucking great. I think he's got his character, as much as it's a little bit dull, he's got it quite well defined. Randy Orton's moveset is all the same shit all the time, which is always going to be a problem. But, as I said at the beginning, for what it was, I quite enjoyed it.
I'm not saying for what it was. Why are we doing all that for Lana? I suppose that was alright.
Because we still got Randy Orton in. Because Randy Orton
I'm paying $9.99 a month for this shit. I don't want, for what we've got,
He's gone. He's gone. It's over.
That's the best thing about this. The feud's done now.
It is.
Yeah.
That's
they might have maybe one more both match.
Fuck you!
No, it's done.
Maybe tonight on SmackDown. That's the absolute worst. Absolute worst.
He had his rematch. I don't ever want to.
Randy might just come out and go, I don't even want a title rematch, I just want to kick your ass because you.
Maybe.
And then that leads somewhere else. But that's the best thing. It's done now.
That is the only good thing that's come out of it for me.
It's Jinder and Cena next.
It was dull as fuck. And I don't dislike Jinder, and I think I agree with the fact that I don't think he's that bad, and the fact that he's sorting his character out. I quite like it. But, oh my god. And again, like you say, you don't mind a match like this. I wouldn't mind a match like this if it was on Mania, say, and you've got however many matches they have at Mania, 10, 11 matches, and this is one of them, and it's these two big blokes having a bit of a fight. All the matches so far have been shit, and this is another shit match for me. Get to the next one, because this is a real keeper, this one that they just threw in. You had a real shit time? Here you go.
Well,
is the one thing you watch SmackDown for?
So it's Breezango, and then
the mystery guy.
It's revealed that their attackers were the Ascension. Now, we wanted to see Breezango. They deserved a match.
Yeah, we said that.
So we got them in a match. We also have them kind of bring in this story development idea out that they're going to have potentially different cases to solve, and occasionally something like this will happen again and again in the future. You bring back the Ascension, and Vince has already got his fucking shovel out before their music comes on. And by the end of it, they're 6 feet under again. Even if what's his name with
The Ascension
balding has got new facial.
The Ascension have been on life support for a long time.
It made sense to use them for this, but
I don't think it did.
I feel bad for them.
I don't think it made any sense for him to do this. I was like, when they said it's going to be these two guys, I was like, okay, who's this going to be? This might be somebody different. Oh no, it's those two guys that have never won a match and that we haven't seen for a bit, and they just did the shit match on SmackDown. Oh, here they are.
I mean, best case scenario. Heel American Alpha. That's what I was secretly hoping.
Oh, okay, American Alpha.
That's what I was secretly hoping for.
Totally forgot about them.
Even if, though,
I would have popped for that.
Think about the purpose of this match. Breezango can't lose. You can't have.
You could if it was heel American Alpha.
Yeah, you could come out and lay into waste and go, we're back and we're bad.
So that would be cool for them. But you've had Breezango have 2 shit video promos, and then they come out and lose a 3-minute match.
Well, it wouldn't have to be a 3-minute match, but
that's what it was.
Because it was a shit team with like Ascension. If it had been American Alpha, they come out. Oh, who are these guys? Oh, we like those happy guys. Look at them, here they are. Oh no, the badasses now, which is what we want to happen with them anyway, because they were boring as fuck. They're doing something. They can beat the team everyone's loving at the moment, Breezango. Brilliant. So now we really hate them because they beat our favourite funny guys. They need to go back to the drawing board and do something about the case and see if they can. There's your feud. Pretty good. Maybe it'll get something out of those 2 boring guys because they're pretty entertaining. That's what doing the Ascension. There's no point.
The second case I was hoping for.
Go on.
Top guys.
The
revival. I know, but that was my outside chance. I was just like, that'd be cool if they had come out and just gone, well, they think we're attacking Enzo and Raw, so we had to try the Breeze instead.
Fair enough.
That would have been quite
That
cool.
would be cool, but they wouldn't watch it.
Yeah.
But
as we said, fucking Ascension.
I like that it's just it's a throwaway opponent where they've solved the case and now they move on to the next.
It was on pay-per-view. Do it on SmackDown.
It's Breezango. They needed this.
Plus, why did the Ascension attack Turn the Breeze? What was their motivation?
That's the dumb thing. That's what I'm saying. That there's no right answer here. But this is why it had to be someone like the Ascension. Because unless you're going to use a local tag team that nobody's going to react to, no one's going to know, then it has to be who Vince just goes, who's the shittest tag team we've got? Those guys, and send them out.
Yeah, and that's why wrestling shit at the minute. Who's the best team we've got who needs a push? American Alpha.
Triple Threat Club. We're the best.
We don't need a push. We make our own pushes, don't we?
We're above the title now.
Yeah, we're both brands.
So we're there. We're at the end. I've had an absolute shit 2.5 hours. What happened next?
We've got Money in the Bank ladder match for the WWE Championship contract. Baron Corbin, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens.
Let's go first.
This
trepidation in this as well.
So
I'm not asked what you two think because I know I'm right anyway.
so what happened right at the beginning of this match? We've got all the entrances. Shinsuke comes out second to last, and Baron Corbin comes out, beats him up from behind, takes him down with a ladder and a camera and all that shit, and he has to be carried off into the back. Little bit of debate among the referees, and they start the match with just 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
5 of them. So I'm already thinking, why they've done this is Nakamura injured, so he actually can't compete in the match. And then I think, well, okay, maybe it's one of those things where he'll come back later in the match. But also kind of a shame now, because I know I'm not going to get Nakamura for most of this match, which would have been great.
No, but I think that worked. I think the match needed a final third, and it needed a kick up at the final third.
I agree.
Was it.
I agree.
It needed someone to. It needed to wake people up.
But
maybe because the first 2 thirds were boring, dog shit.
Well, why do you think they were boring to begin with? Because they didn't have the main guy who everyone's been built up to thinking's the man in the match. It was fucking dog shit that they beat him up at the start. It was awful.
You would hope the 5 of them could put on a decent
You would
25
think.
minutes
But this
between
is
the
what
5
happened,
of them.
though.
And then Shinsuke comes in and helps blow the roof off.
I didn't think it was bad. It wasn't a bad 2/3. It wasn't great.
No, I think what I was going to say is that what this match was where the women's entire match was 13 minutes. This was the first 2/3, so 20 minutes of exactly the same thing, where the guys are a little bit more confident with the ladders.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens got a lot of history with doing some fucking scary shit through ladders, and he took a few decent bumps. But again, too many of these not really utilising the ladders and not utilising the climb to the ladder. Like, I always expect in a match like this to have everyone in the match up ladders all at the same time and fighting and grappling and do some spot that involves everybody. There wasn't a single spot that involved every single competitor in this match, which is fucked up. It's weird. But yeah, you've just got these too many just one-on-one side feuds.
Yeah, and they weren't even like. I agree. I like it when everybody's up and they all fall down or whatever happens. I like that. Well, I don't mind when they have the little one-on-one kind of thing. I like that. But
Space for it, yeah.
But they didn't do it well enough. There weren't enough big spots. Kevin Owens, I think, did the 3 best things. He did the one where Sami Zayn threw him onto the ladder. And it bent all the ladder out of shape.
That was a horrible landing.
That was brilliant. He did the exploder suplex on the apron where he landed on the back of his neck, which looked horrendous.
Yeah,
and then he did another one as well.
On the outside with the ring steps.
Yeah. And he did that one. They were the best 3 things in the match.
Yeah.
And I liked
there was the Sammy and Dolph
sunset flip powerbomb thing. I liked that, which was good.
Those are the 4 highlights. Like the 4.
And they're the things we remember.
There's surely another highlight, but that's in the final third.
Yeah.
But like you said, surely those other 5 guys, and they're all brilliant in their own way, should have been able to do something, and it was missing.
Yeah, it did feel like Kev was just carrying that whole.
It really did for me.
It really, really did.
Well, I wanted him to. I predicted him anyway, just because I thought it'd be funny with him having a case. But as it went on, I was like, "Oh, Kev wins this because he's working like a trooper here. He's doing all the fucking work."
Yeah, he got the shot and the stick there, didn't he?
But it shouldn't have been just one guy taking all these crazy things. Why is no one else doing it? Oh.
So the only way then that. It's not just that we needed a push for the final third, because they wouldn't have booked it with the intention of the first 2/3 being shit. They wouldn't have intended that.
No, but
what I think what's good about the fact that Nakamura only came out for the final third was that we didn't have a match from Nakamura on SmackDown for ages. Then we had the Dolph feud, which was a little bit flat. It was an alright match and nothing really came of it. We got some fucking fire from Nakamura in this match, and I thought, we've got angry Nakamura now, and I think this was a cool thing to see, and Nakamura, I think, probably needed to have that impact. And Jesus Christ, what they choreographed with the music, the way that the music hit with Corbin halfway up the ladder, and then he comes out, and as the music does the violin thing, Shinsuke enters the ring, so the crowd can carry on singing the music. And he just starts battering everyone.
Yeah,
I just think
he did.
Maybe I chose the word. I think maybe that injection is a better word. Like it just gives.
Yeah.
I agree.
It just gives that little bit injection to the last 10 minutes in the match.
What it made me think of.
Create a fever pitch.
I agree with that, and obviously they did all carry on. It was good that they carried on with the singing. They did all that, and it was good. It was. But then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, remember when Roman won the Rumble and he just was injured for a little bit and he went out and then he came back in and levered everyone at the end? Well, yeah, you've been sat on your ass in the back getting made up and all that. Kevin Owens had been put through 3 ladders. Yeah. So of course you're going to kick it the shit out of everyone. This lot have been having, as shit as it might have been, they've been having a match for 20-25 minutes and you come and kick all the rest. You've not been there. Of course you can kick them all the heads in. They've been jumping off ladders. You've done fuck all. That's what I thought.
The story is still that he got attacked with a ladder and a camera and got the shit kicked out of him. But still, that's the idea. He did actually get
He
beaten
did.
up
He did.
to the point where he couldn't start the match. So
Shinsuke Nakamura and it took a little whack.
Yeah,
oh,
but
come on. Put him through a table. Off a ladder. There's loads of ladders at the top.
yeah.
Do something more than just a camera to the back.
Still, the story is that he was incapacitated for all that amount of time.
I'm telling you, though, it's bullshit. It's bullshit, Tim.
And you have a go at me for not liking the fiction.
Dog shit.
The one thing I didn't like actually was the fact that refs weren't following him out.
Did they not?
No, he just came out on his own. It should be like when it's
No,
like
you can't
that.
do
The
it.
refs are like, no, come back, and he's like,
Yeah,
"Fuck,
the
go back,
doctors
no."
are like, you can't go back.
And he's like,
No, it was
fuck
as
off,
almost
I'm
as if
doing
he
this.
just inside his ass in the back sweating. He really annoyed me. What I did like, best part of the whole pay-per-view was when him and AJ Styles both had over
Yeah.
the ladder.
That was
Best part of the pay-per-view.
that
And
was
then
good.
they
This
moved
little
it
stare
aside.
down. Just
And then
went,
they moved it aside.
okay,
This-
Brilliant.
We said this probably as Nakamura was like doing his feud with Ziggler around that time. We said that it'd be a cool thing if Nakamura and AJ had this feud where they were just like, it's not wanting to win, it's who's best.
Yeah.
And they literally just
That's what it is.
they put on this clinic where they don't ever really want to end the match until they've got all their shit in and they put on an amazing match. And they're almost reluctant to go for pins because they're not going to go for cheap roll-ups and things like that. And if they do go for a roll-up and it looks like they're going to win, they'll let them out of it so they can carry on.
Yeah.
And this kind of suggests that
This
might
is
be
the
possible.
start.
Yes, this is the start of it.
I
This
feel
can
like-
go on forever.
I feel like this is going to be Mania next year.
Yeah, should be. Should be.
I think they're just going to continually tease this for as long as they can
I think they will.
until they put and then 5 weeks before Mania, just one of them was, all right, let's cut this shit. Who's better, me or you? Let's fucking find out.
I reckon the problem you might have with that is they might do it before that. You might get Mania being the last one, but they might do like one at Survivor Series, one at they might do that, and then they might do it that way.
No, but
Oh, I
it'd be a shame.
agree.
It'd be
I
really
think they
special
should
to have them too at Mania.
They should do. If you want to make some money, that's what you should do.
Yeah,
And
'cause
have a fucking
it
great match.
would be a fucking clinic, wouldn't it? It would be amazing.
You
Have
would,
you seen the match at New Japan Wrestle Kingdom a couple of years ago?
I've seen a few highlights of things like that.
Fucking really good. And so it's not just the moves, it's the charisma them two and the chemistry they have.
Yeah.
Is just
Yeah, it should be
it's
brilliant.
just off the hook, as Coach we used to say.
Just remembered another spot that I really liked, by the way. It's AJ Styles climbing up the belt when the ladder
Oh,
got
when he was
taken
hanging
away.
from the top. That was
Yeah.
brilliant.
I didn't like the look of the fall though.
Oh, it looked
This
nasty,
was
the
a
fall.
fucking fantastic AJ Styles bump.
Oh yeah, you get-
I thought it was
anyone
great.
else would die.
You never see this. I don't know if some guys might not have the strength to do it, but this is the cool era that we're in now. That you've got guys like AJ Styles who can be hanging from the belt or the briefcase and then climb it.
Yeah.
Because he obviously from where he was he couldn't reach to unclip it, so he actually pulls himself up. And I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
yeah.
how high is he gonna go? Because if he gets to the point where he's above it and he's just like he's got his feet on the briefcase, then he's gonna actually die if he falls. But anyway, but then what a fucking amazing guy AJ Styles is to take a face plant from that.
Yeah. Because most
Brilliant.
people had kind of fallen the legs and their arse. a
Yeah,
bit.
exactly.
And he just
went
Just goes
boom,
face
straight down.
down
Just
into his
fucking
face
planted
first.
it.
Anyone else wouldn't have been able to do it.
What guy?
He's the only guy who could have done that.
Yeah. I really liked the spot where he did the phenomenal forearm onto Dolph on the ladder as well.
Yeah.
Like AJ really I can't remember what AJ did until Shinsuke got in the match. I don't think AJ did anything.
That was
At that
some.
point.
Yeah, there was
Yeah,
a
a
Really
few
didn't
little
let
things.
he
There
really
was a
didn't
bit
let
of that.
loose until that last third.
There was a few of them where I was thinking they're not doing enough. AJ was the main one, but I just remember thinking no one's really doing enough for me. They were all just kind of separate, weren't
That's what I mean about there being too many one-on-ones.
they?
That few too many times you had two guys at the top of the ladder, and I'm like, well, where's everybody
Where's
else?
everyone else?
Just wait for like 2 or 3 minutes while everyone's just having a nap.
So AJ did that great drop from the top, and in the end, Baron Corbin won.
right result, I think.
Was it a bit of a weak ending? Did he
I
not?
can't remember. Was it Baron Corbin's girlfriend that went up the ladder for him, or?
Well, no, because that would have ruined it and made no sense.
Oh, okay.
He's a lone wolf, he doesn't have a girlfriend.
Yeah, as I've seen it.
Yeah, she's
Let's kill these games.
No, he said that once. He said, "Yeah, me and my girlfriend would just like do our own thing between that long walk tonight."
So you fuck buddies then? No, basically, you can't call your girlfriend.
But I think the end was proper weak. Didn't he just tip somebody off and then climbed up? I'm sure it wasn't a good spot. There wasn't like a great fall or anything at the end. He literally just tipped somebody off and then
It's
climbed
always
up.
hard to get such a.
It was so flat.
It's hard to get a climatic finish out of those kind of matches.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. I've seen dozens of great finishes to ladder matches.
All you had to do is, even if you don't have any earlier on in the match, the one time you do it is you have everybody in the match, 2 or 3 ladders in the middle of the ring, and you do one big spot, and Corbin's the lucky guy to not be involved, and he's just like, okay, then I'm going to go take the briefcase. And everyone's like, no, fuck. But it looks like everyone's taking everybody else out. Even if it's just falling off the ladder, or even if there's only Corbin and 2 other people, and just out of nowhere you get someone smacked in the face with a ladder, as someone else gets smacked in the face with a ladder and Corbin kicked in the face. Really easy train of actions going on.
So
Corbin's left.
You choreograph something like that, or why not push someone off like an AJ Styles, who you know can take a big bump, push him off a ladder so he goes through a table or something. Big thing. Whoa, he's gone. That's the end. I'll get the ladder down. Not just tip and then climb all the way back up again. It was just so flat.
Well, that's the thing though. Like, if you're gonna have like a big spot, generally it's gonna be on the floor.
Put a table in the ring.
It's gonna be.
Or
It's gonna be
set
on the mat, and then they've still got to go do the ascent, which is always just kills it a little bit for me.
If it was him and AJ Styles at the top of the ladder, he does some sort of hip toss, choke slam, whatever kind of slam you want, through a table, through a ladder, and then he gets it. Last rung, bang, got it.
I think the point we're making here is anything. But
just do something.
A slow ascent.
Anything other than just, there's no one in the ring now, I may as well go get the briefcase.
Yeah, he took his sweet ass time about it as well, didn't he?
I'm alright with him being like, going up slowly at that point, being like, there's no one left, I'm now going to be smug about it. I'm okay with that. But the fucking, again, it's ladder match psychology. He wouldn't have struggled to unclip the fucking thing if he'd have just gone one step further up. Because he couldn't reach it. Yeah, but the point is, he was trying to get purchase on the clip to undo it, but because his arm's at full reach, he can't do it.
I'm not bothered about that. I'm bothered about he just climbed up and got it. It was just pointless for me. So that was the end of the day.
What do you think about Corbin being Mr. Money in the Bank?
I don't mind it. He wouldn't have been who I'd picked, but I don't mind it.
I think he's the best person for it.
You didn't pick Corbin, did you? Or did you?
No, I picked Corbin.
Oh, yeah.
You picked Kevin Owens.
Yeah, we picked the best performers in the match. I think that was.
That's why it's something a bit interesting, and like he's a heel so good. I wanted that, and he can. I don't think he's going to be that interesting with it. That's all. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope
I think it's interesting the fact that Corbin's booked really strong.
I think he deserves it.
You know, he is a legit threat. Like
Jinder.
Yeah.
Do you want to see
legit
Corbin versus
No, I mean it's
Jinder?
never going to come to pass, but he's a legit threat to anyone, even if they aren't lying.
He's a big dude. I'm not disputing that, and I think I do genuinely think he deserves to have the briefcase. I'm just thinking creatively, is he going to be that good with it? I hope he is. But
the next step is, I don't know how soon this will happen, but it looks like maybe Cena's going to take the belt from Jinder.
You think?
Well, so say the rumours anyway, I don't know.
I'm not convinced.
But either way, if Cena's back on 4th of July to do something, what is it? Because I mean,
I wouldn't let Cena take it off Jinder, because for the world record of 17 titles, taking it off Jinder could be like complete shit.
Yeah.
Awful.
You've got to do some serious storyline work here then, because between now and the moment that Cena does it, which if they want to do a big deal about it, it'll be the main event of WrestleMania.
Maybe we're too precious about the 17th title though. Maybe James Ellsworth should. Oh, dicks.
Basically, they have to get the belt off Jinder. They have to get the briefcase off Corbin. And that, if he cashes in and wins, that means they then have to get the belt off him as well. It's just a really long, messy route to get to whenever Cena's going to win it again.
But that's assuming Cena's going for that belt. He's a free agent. John Cena.
Yeah.
He can easily go for the Universal.
He's not staying on SmackDown, otherwise, why would you say he's a free agent?
Well, I think he'd be on both. I think because they need him to be available as a part-timer.
So, that was Money in the Bank. A show we were very much looking forward to on Sunday morning. What are you going to give it out of 10?
His tone is already like, I'm giving this minus figures.
You can't give minus, can you?
I'm going to give it a 4.
Is that the lowest you've given?
I think that's probably the lowest I've given, yeah.
For what reasons? Why are you giving it 4?
Mainly because the matches were all a bit shit.
Okay. Yeah.
The most exciting parts were just brief moments, like little stare downs and the odd little exchange.
Right.
And out of a 3-hour pay-per-view, you expect a bit more than 5 minutes worth of entertainment.
But you're still giving it a 4?
I'm still giving it a 4. Because, I don't know, maybe it's my mindset at the moment, maybe because I'm on holiday, I'm just like, I got a lot of housework done while watching this pay-per-view. I did the washing, I did the ironing.
That makes
I
it
put
great.
it all
This
away.
is exactly the kind of ringing endorsement Vince will want to hear.
I did the bedding, I did the hoovering, it was,
That is almost as bad as selling Brock versus Samoa Joe for the Universal Championship with all the face characters on Raw singing the fucking theme song. Have you seen it? This was
Yeah, I've
during
seen
Money
that.
in the Bank, the advert.
Yeah, and then Tom Phillips was like, oh, this is going to be a great pay-per-view. Much better than this shit going on right now.
It makes it
Oh,
look
they
like
were doing great balls of fire.
Yeah. It's like this really light-hearted.
It's like a party at the end of the year.
It's like a summer party that isn't supposed to be this fucking brutal match between the former UFC champion and Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
So why not?
It's very silly, isn't it?
You do a pay-per-view for them next year where it's like ironing pay-per-view. Fucking hell.
What are you giving it?
I'm gonna go 4 as well. Only reason I won't go lower than that is because I think maybe my preference for the result of the last match would be different, but I think every match had the right result. However we got there. I was alright with actually probably the second half of the tag team match. It did start a bit slow. I was impressed by Lana. I know you guys weren't, but I thought it was good. I didn't mind the WWE Championship match. We needed Breezango to have a match, and they did. And then we did have some cool spots, and I think the Nakamura AJ spot in there gives it. 4.5. I'll say then.
Ooh, wow. I fucking hated that finish. You give it more than me. I liked it.
I think that was because you reeled through all the things then, so I was thinking, right, well, I hated that, and I hated that, and that. I cannot give it more than 2. And I'm going to give it 1.5.
Did you get a 1 for showing up?
I'm going to give it a 1.5.
1.5.
Because, and that one point is because I did quite enjoy the tag match. And I was a bit on the edge of my seat through some of that. And the extra 0.5 is for the bits that I quite liked in that last match. That is what I'm giving my points for. I thought it was an absolute disgrace that they put that on television. It's fucking dog shit.
And you made Shane McMahon very aware of your thoughts.
Fucking arsehole.
On behalf of the whole Triple Threat Club.
Yeah,
from your personal Twitter.
I thought there's no way that they will disagree with me with this because this is just quite clearly obvious. But there you go. We all think different things. Some people,
different people, aren't we?
Some people like shit, and others don't. There you go.
So that was Money in the Bank.
We're doing this on Tuesday night, so SmackDown hasn't happened yet, but we can look at a few.
I honestly don't think I'm going to watch it.
What, SmackDown?
I
think we'll see it. I don't know if anything necessarily will happen tonight, but I think what has happened now does open up a few things, which I think is good.
I can't see there being any way I'm going to watch SmackDown and not get even more annoyed. at this stage.
Only because of the way that Shane has said that he'll address what happened in the women's match. But I mean, that's at least try to be a little bit positive.
Why?
But
Shit.
we've got 2 potential Money in the Bank cash-ins. Could happen at any moment.
What happened today?
Might not, but it potentially could happen at any moment.
Yeah, when Baron cashes in on Jinder, that's going to be an absolute barnstorm match. That. Oh, I can't wait! What an exciting!
It's stuff that could happen.
Awful.
We'll have the Breezango moment at some point. We don't have Randy as champion or even potential champion anymore.
That's good.
We've got maybe the hint at AJ Nakamura doing something, and we've got a few different feuds that could come from that main event. That we still got the US Championship that
Maybe
will probably have to come up.
Yeah, maybe Kevin Owens will have a new feud with Sami Zayn. That'd be good. I can't wait to see that.
That would be fine forever.
I'm really annoyed with it.
Do we want to talk about Raw?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, we let's have a brief review.
That was shit as well. Good night, everybody.
Jesus Christ!
It was a bit shit.
Tell me something good that happened on Raw.
I will.
I did really enjoy Braun Strowman coming out the back of an ambulance and going, yes! I want to do that at one point in my life.
That would be good. I would
my
pay to see you
bucket
do
list.
that. And then I'll tip it over while you're in it.
It was silly, but it did get a big pop.
It did, because everyone fucking despises Roman Reigns.
But I tell you what, though, we called what Reigns' announcement was going to be. He was going to just put himself into the number 1 contender spot, which
And Braun was going to interrupt him.
it doesn't make any sense. No, I don't think we necessarily said Braun was going to.
No, we did.
Well, yeah, okay, that was one of the possibilities, but more importantly, we said that Reigns was going to do that because it's his yard. So he did that, but I did also like the Samoan versus Samoan mini feud, and then the match was alright.
I haven't seen the match.
I thought it was okay. Reigns isn't so bad in the ring, guys.
He can be carried. He can be
He's
carried to a good
badly
match.
shot in the ring.
And he's not really that bad on the mic. It's just he's in a shit spot because he keeps getting pushed and his character isn't allowed to develop.
Yeah, his character's stuck in this.
But with that
whatever
opening,
you
so
count.
we said exactly what would happen, and it did happen. We don't get everything right, we've got this spot on. But what we said was, we didn't say this would happen and this would be really good if this happened. We said this would be the worst thing that we would hate, and then it happened.
No.
So how bad's that?
We said we'd hate that if Reigns actually had the match at SummerSlam.
No, we said, if he comes out and says, I'm challenging whoever wins this at SummerSlam, I'm the new number 1 contender, we said that would be the worst thing ever.
I was thinking that would be the worst thing if he actually becomes number 1 contender, which hasn't necessarily happened yet. Because if he has a match with Braun, and Braun was possibly supposed to be the number 1 contender at Balls of Fire, then maybe Braun beats him and Reigns doesn't get the number 1 contender spot. Then it's alright. Because we still possibly... Reigns and Braun have had a couple of decent matches in the
I've
past.
seen it now. I won't say it again.
Yeah, maybe. But
It's an ambulance match this time.
Is it?
I was Braun pronounced it. Ambulance
match. He was such a child about it.
Oh no.
I don't know if he just tripped over his words or he was really trying to emphasise the word ambulance. I don't know.
It's a
where he
tricky
came
word
out.
to say, I imagine. Ambulance.
Do you know something else we also predicted weeks, maybe even a month ago?
Go on.
Big Cass attacked Enzo.
Yeah.
We said straight from the second that angle started, it's Big Cass, isn't it? I mean, yeah.
And
it was.
And Enzo.
And it was for the exact reason that we said he would give.
Well, of course, it's the way it
They're
is.
like the fucking Mystic Megalo.
I know.
Wrestling, aren't they?
I honestly, I don't know what it is you're expecting is going to be so different.
I don't want different, but I want to be entertained, and I just am not in any way.
And if we're just calling stuff a month before,
and we're not doing it to be smart asses. I don't want to be right. Yeah, it's good when you're right, of course. But if something better, interesting, excites me, it's a surprise.
Yeah, we love being
fucking
surprised.
brilliant.
We love being
Don't
surprised.
and it's not even like we've predicted something and we've said this will be good when this happens. Every prediction we've had is like, I bet they just do this, and they have.
I still enjoy it when we know what's going to come, but they do it well. Because I think what often falls flat is we think, oh fuck, they're going to do this, aren't they? And and then it's just as shit as we expect it to be. But I reckon Enzo and Cass actually did this quite well. And like Cass, very generic, obvious tag team breakup promo. Enzo got a tear out.
Yeah, that was impressive. To be fair, a solitary tear, which is pretty.
I feel like he was like possibly legit. He's like a good actor, but also just legit in the moment, thinking this is the end of an era. This, and it was like it really meant something to him.
I honestly think he was crying because he thought, well, that's me out of the door then. He hasn't got anything to do now.
He's got 205 Live to go to.
That's great.
That'll boost ratings.
That's true. What happened last week on 205 Live? We don't watch that shit.
Some people flipped about.
Yeah, no one watches it. It's
Tony
crap.
Nese got upset about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought Drew Gulak don't like flippy shit.
Is it?
Tony Nese is the premier athlete. You don't know anything about 205 Live. It's dog shit. No one watches it. And now Enzo's on it.
There was also this other another nod to something weird that's going on between
Seth and Bray.
no,
Talking
Kurt
about
Angle, same Angle that we're just watching. Kurt Angle and
Corey
Graves.
Graves.
Blanking on his name.
Wanking on it. Say that. Say it.
So
He's good looking, man.
He is very
I like
good.
Corey Graves.
I'm hoping that storyline wise, there's something going on behind the scenes because why is it that Corey Graves is getting this information from anywhere? Why is he in possession of this and the manager of the show isn't? And there's this whatever it is that's going on between him and Kurt Angle. Has been speculation that the thing that Corey Graves has come into possession of this information is the fact that there's something going on between Stephanie and Kurt Angle, which is why they're going to go back to that angle for Kurt Angle and Triple H again at WrestleMania.
If you're not watching on YouTube right now, Adam screwed up his face,
That's
shook his head,
That's the speculation.
looked at his beer and what? Fucking hell, it's empty.
Then I thought, well,
I know
let's
you
get
said
another one. And then I thought, I've got to drive home. And then I just thought, I just cannot catch a break.
You don't think Triple H and Kurt Angle will be a fucking amazing match?
Well, that'll be the match. It won't have anything to do with Stephanie and Kurt Angle. That happened
Why?
in 2000, though.
Why
Remember that
not?
thing that happened 17 years ago before all of you were
That's
born?
what makes it perfect.
What happened?
Why not?
Wait a
Because
minute.
nobody was born apart from us old bastards.
Wait a
Well,
minute.
they don't have to reference the past. They could just.
So what are they going to do?
Again.
Are any of their
Well,
kids 17 years
What,
old?
why,
Oh.
That'd make it interesting.
and why do you
And
think
bald.
Why do you think Kurt Angle got the GM spot? It's because Triple H isn't around,
Because Vince gave him the job.
and Stephanie's the commissioner of Raw. So
Well, Vince
Steph-
gave him the job.
But Steph's out since she went through a table.
I reckon it is
Clear.
Triple H versus Kurt Angle, and that'll be the match at Mania, and it'll be brilliant, and I love all that.
That's a long. I think it's a long way away though.
It is.
I feel like they're dragging this out
Well, they.
very little bits at a time, so I reckon they will do it
Well,
like that.
it's nice to know. They
I
might
like
have
a
a
slow
plan.
burn, mate.
It's nice to know they might have a plan.
They had a plan for Rollins Triple H, like for the past 2 years. It took them a year to even start executing it because Rollins got injured.
I think it'll be Angle Triple H. I think it'll be good. They might do it before. Mania, but that's when I do it. Triple H loves a good Mania entrance.
It does.
What will he come as next time?
Depends what film's out.
They should come as each other next time. Triple H should be Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle should be Triple
That
H.
would be good. I feel like Kurt Angle needs to get funnier.
He needs
And do
to
things.
find some character from somewhere.
Yeah,
He's
because
not doing anything.
He's just at the moment. All he's playing is manager out of his depth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he's not even playing it well.
Yeah,
bit of a shame.
I've seen managers out of the depth, and he looks like he's out of his depth.
Until he's pumping shit out of the toilet still, instead of getting the maintenance men to doing it, he's still one step ahead of you, though, isn't he?
A couple of good matches on Raw as well.
I was right in that depth. I was right in the fucking middle of that depth.
Hardy Boys match was good.
I walked out and came back.
I didn't see
It
it.
was still
I saw it as the club and went, I'm alright.
I honestly, I think you two don't like wrestling.
Not at the moment.
I'm not talking about like WWE as a whole as an entertainment package thing. I think the actual wrestling doesn't interest you as much.
It does.
It really
It
does when it's done.
I
well.
sat for a whole hour watching Okada and Omega.
If you're gonna look at the best of the best, then yeah, okay, fine.
And that necessarily wasn't the best. Everyone fucking jizzed over it. I was just
Wow.
like, yeah, it was alright. It was alright.
I There's too many. Yeah, I don't want to see the club. I'm not interested.
They lost for what it's worth.
No, they did because they would do.
Yeah.
Predictable. What did Alexa Bliss do? She do anything? I hadn't seen it.
Oh, she had a match against. I'm gonna get this right this time. Nia Jax.
Did she win?
Did this end?
I thought they were going to be pals.
This ended in a bit of a clusterfuck, actually. No, did she tag for whatever? She might have had a match against her or tied with her or something. It ended up in a bit of a clusterfuck anyway because who was it that came out? Someone came out because Bliss left her tag team and walked out from them last week. So who was the third partner in that team? Was it Dana Brooke? Someone like that.
Maybe, yeah.
Came out to attack Bliss, and then I don't know. Bliss kind of just defended herself, and everybody ended up beating each other up. And Bayley came out and actually looked pretty decent.
Was Bayley back already?
Yeah, she
did that awkward thing with Corey Graves the week before, didn't she? She awkwardly hugged him.
awkward hugs. Sexual. And that was Raw, I think.
I feel like I feel like how is this how we're ending things?
Oh
Wow.
yeah.
I'm not as fucking negative and pessimistic as you two seem to be. Considering you didn't fucking hate the first match in Money in the Bank, I'm surprised that you're as exasperated and fed up about it.
Yeah, because mainly Raw. To be honest, Raw was just dog shit.
It's better than last week. I know that that should never just be the standard, but
it is, isn't it? It's the go-to thing is always. It's not. It could have been a little bit shitter. That's what we're saying. At least it wasn't. No, sometimes.
I think our standards do have to change a bit though, because with a 3-hour show,
never accept anything more than
$9.99
that.
a month.
You're not paying anything for Raw.
Hard-earned money.
I've got Sky Sports. I'm paying for that shit.
Watch it on YouTube like I do then.
You don't get the full story. I need those 3 hours.
Well, the point is, for 3 hours and 15 advert breaks, we're just never going to get the quality that we want. We're not going to get Attitude Era 2 hours of absolute full-on entertainment.
But we don't even get 2 hours.
No, it's about an hour's worth of programming. And it's like some of that shit. And that's the problem, but there's no momentum in a 3-hour show.
I don't think it's much to expect. Some good wrestling and some good stories.
It's pretty much all I'm looking
Which
for.
we did have last night on Raw.
There's no good stories. There wasn't one good story.
Enzo and Cass came to them. It's a big deal.
It's not.
Enzo
The
and
crowd
Cass.
in the arena went, yeah, we know.
They did fall really silent for that.
It wasn't.
Which was a shame.
Oh my! It wasn't like the Festival of Friendship.
That
was done right.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking.
That was
That's
two
where
friends breaking up.
That's
How
where
good was
tears
that?
should have been shed.
It was brilliant. I almost did shed one. But this, two best friends, everyone just went, yeah, we know.
Yeah,
And then he felt he tripped himself up over a box. Fuck off! Get out! Get out!
Again, that's the thing. I think we predicted this. What's the most boring, predictable thing can happen? And we said it, and then it happened.
Yeah.
I think that's the most infuriating thing. It's like because right now the three of us could come up with 3 more interesting scenarios.
Well, I'm not going to
like
do that.
Yeah, no, we're not going to spend the whole podcast fancy booking.
Not when we can spend it moaning about shit.
Yeah. But if we can do that, what about the people who are actually doing the job? Surely.
They're getting paid a lot of money for that
That's
shit.
the problem.
Yeah,
There's too many really easy alternatives that I think would work. It would serve all the same purposes, but wouldn't be.
But we'll be back next week. Like them mugs we are.
Well, might not be next week actually. Maybe the week after.
Yeah. How far is Greg Goes on Fire?
You know what? I'm going to say,
3
give it
weeks?
2 weeks.
Oh,
let them
July.
sort it out.
July 9th.
Oh.
So we are about 3 weeks out.
Give it 2. We'll see if they've done anything. If they haven't, I'm not coming back. Fucking waste my time. It's waste my time.
So thank you for watching our last YouTube.
Sorry for being miserable.
Feel free to unsubscribe.
Fucking hell, it's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking with the door open.
open it.